Oh, we can all literally say something and then you go.
It's the Kermit arm.
We're going live! Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Mischief. This here is Dungeons & Dragons Waterdeep Dragon Heist. And by Dragon Heist, for those that are unsure as to what this implies, a dragon is a form of currency. But that doesn't mean that there isn't going to be some kind of dragon in the world. We shall see how that goes. So, first, let's do some brief introductions of the peoples, and then we'll get to know the players, a little bit about the setting, and we'll get going. This is our first foray into this. It might go a little bit slower than if people have been watching some of the other ones, but that's because I've got a little bit of a different setup. I'm also really new to Roll20, so you're going to have to please bear with me on that. So, let's get in with some introductions. I've already said I'm Valen. I'm running the game. I'm the DM. So let's go. Next, we've got Robin.
Oh.
Do you want to tell the people the name, race, and perhaps the class that you are playing today?
Verne, if I could remember how to say my last name again.
I said Riker. Is it
Riker
right?
is actually it. I'm bad with words, you know.
I'm a Star Trek.
Human Ranger.
Gotcha. All right. And next to Robin, we have the monkeys, Alyssa and Mr. Monkey.
I guess I'll start. I am an Asmar Paladin. And my name is Natea Cloudbane. And I'm more of a Scourge Aasimar, so you'll see the difference with the regular one and the Scourge one later in gameplay. And Mr. Monkey.
I'm a Tabaxi Rogue, a smoke on the horizon with a distant rain clan. Like feathers.
Feathers.
Which I'll go into a little bit more detail on the characters and so on shortly, as will the players here. And next to them, we have Kashka.
Hi, I'm playing Grifola. She is a Svirfneblin warlock, so that's like a deep gnome. But Svirfneblin is way more fun to say, so she's a Svirfneblin warlock.
Yes, remember, Deep Gnome, Svirfneblin. Your standard gnomes in Dungeons and Dragons are actually called rock gnomes, which is really weird because, deep gnomes are down in the under rocks, but it's confusing. So that's why we call them Svirfneblins. It sounds like Smurf, but it's actually with a V. They're small, they're almost blue, but they're not quite the same. They're much more evil in most cases. To kind of give you the campaign setting, this takes place the entirety of the entire thing pretty much takes place in the large city of wonders known as Waterdeep, which is potentially the largest city in all of Faerun, which is a very popular and somewhat well-known version of Dungeons and Dragons fantasy. With this, our group is fairly unfamiliar with Waterdeep. They may have heard of it. They may have heard some stories. One of them may have even been there once briefly, but they're potentially not people who are from that area. Now, to go a little bit further, is it Verne or is it Vern?
Vern.
Vern, okay. Vern, as I understand it, is a human ranger who is also somewhat of a contract killer. No.
You can't give away all my secrets.
Who's more or less an adventurer of his own right, seeking his own fortune. The others, on the other hand, him being a human ranger, it's a fairly straightforward description. Forgive me, Robin, but I think that the two next to you might need a little bit more description. Now, they are actually. Let's bring these up over here so I can see the names properly. Natea Cloudbane is an Aasimar, which is a somewhat angelic blessed human of some sort, usually mistaken for a human. So therefore, very similar, but they have very divine-like abilities and powers, and often they out themselves when they start using these things, and are identified as an Aasimar, which is usually some kind of holy figure. Usually, some kind of angelic descent. Then we've got, of course, Smoke on the Horizon, which is a tabaxi. Those unfamiliar with tabaxi, they are kind of a feline-like humanoid. Basically a bipedal cat person that walks around on two
They're
feet.
really tall as well, aren't they?
Very tall, usually pretty lanky.
Yeah, he's like 6'8", so...
Yeah, they got their own claws and stuff like that. Very dexterous, of course, as cats are. I'm interested to see how it goes with the landing on the all feet thing. But
oh no!
yeah, he said you just butter his back and then he'll just tumble.
And then if we move on to Kashka's character, her playing a Svirfneblin, they're usually a gnome, which is a small character, about half the size or half the height of your average human.
So I think I'm up to Smoke's knees, maybe.
Something like that. They're usually dark-skinned, and her being a Svirfneblin, she's a deep gnome, which are the gnomes that live underground in the Underdark. Therefore, they are not very happy about being in bright light, usually, or living up on the surface world. But this is the race that she is. Typically, males are bald, and the females have shocking white hair. But each character may have their own unique looks, as you would in a fantasy setting. But they often will have their own slightly underdark magics as well built into their race as often. So each one will have their pluses and minuses to bring to it. What's that?
I didn't get any of those. I feel like I'm missing out.
You've got your deep gnome abilities. That's pretty much what I was trying to describe.
All right, I take it.
So I know that each of your characters may have their own individual backstories. Now, I don't know if you guys wanted to I think it'd be best if Lissa and Mr. Monkey kind of told a little bit of their backstory about why their characters might be wandering, and then the rest of it is revealed as we play. Or did you want to just spill it forth, and this is pretty much all party knowledge? It's up to you guys how you wanted to do that.
I've yet to write mine, so I'm gonna hide mine.
Yep, that's fine. That's fine.
You're
I mean,
fine.
I gave you some notes that you could work with, and that was about it. So,
Uh,
Oh, I mean, we
it
can
would be-
slowly reveal, maybe, you know.
okay.
It would be kind of cool to start with like some things that we know about each other, like you know, that are kind of common knowledge. You know?
Right. Probably a commonality then. So how about let's start with how, let's see, sorry, I have to look at the names. Grifola, Natea, and Smoke all met. And then we'll progress to Vern. Is that all right with you guys? Did you want to tell it in your own words, or shall I kind of fill in some brief details? I see Monkey motioning and talking, but I don't hear anything. You guys with your push to talk. Secret
Yeah,
discussion.
I don't remember like what we decided.
Well, I remember ours,
Okay.
but I don't remember.
Yeah, you want to? Oh, do you want to tell any of yours, or would I know any of your backstory? How's that?
I think eventually, yeah, we would have told you some of our backstory.
Well, maybe like tell me the bits that I would know. That would be cool.
Yeah, basically,
You know, I like the
just-
feathers.
Yeah, basically, I told you about when we met you and you asked questions while we were, I guess, resting. I told you about how we met. I didn't really tell you my backstory. That's a really long backstory. I basically told you that I saved him from a group of people who were trying to harm him because he was different. And he decided to follow me because he saw me. While I was protecting him, my wings popped out and he thought they were feathers instead, but even though they're not.
But they
And,
are.
yeah.
But they are.
That's how we ended up together. And he just basically we adventured together, but he's following me, trying to eventually hope one of the feathers fall out for him to collect.
Mm-hmm.
And
My
then,
feather.
That works. That's good. That's good. And enough to whet the appetite, but not enough to reveal all.
yeah, and he tends to kind of sometimes get us in trouble because, being a rogue and stuff.
Kashka, did you just want to kind of share the notes that I gave and fill in the rest of the details later, or?
Yeah, hang on. Let me grab my little bio tab here.
Because I think what I told you is pretty much going to be common knowledge throughout the group, I believe. As that's kind of a... Oh, Vern just got himself an image. Nice.
So I was. Oh wait, hang on. That's a bit more than perhaps. Hang on. Let me look. So
Here, we'll do it. Bring up the... Is it the
So
characters?
yeah. I've
There we
got
go.
it.
So the viewers can see an image of your character. There we go.
Okay. So I was. Natea and Smoke found me kind of half starved and exhausted, wandering lost in the forest, and helped me kind of get back to health, and also taught me common. And this included how to read a note that I had with me. This note I probably would have shared with Natea and Smoke is from, it looks like my cousin's handwriting, but it's only like a partial note. It's a bit torn off a map. So this note is like scribbled on there. And then I think it looks like my cousin's handwriting. I'm fairly close with this cousin. Cousin is like a good friend of mine. We're kind of partners in business and maybe some shady business, but so that's how you found me, basically. It was a little weird because I'm a deep gnome on the surface, but yeah, I think that's probably where.
Okay. And since we discovered that most recent thing about your friend, Kashka, I will add in the extra bit that how they found you is that they actually were led to you by a raven.
Ah, okay. I do have a raven with me. I didn't think I got him to level 2, but actually I do get him at level 1. So I have this raven kind of fairly constantly with me.
All right. So upon all of this happening, them nursing Grifola back to health and teaching her common and stuff like that, them searching for a new home or a new place to call home, they had somewhat of a destination because the scrap of paper actually had some of what we're seeing now on the screen, which is the trades ward section of Waterdeep. And it actually had on the map that they had, it actually said the words Waterdeep. So therefore they had a direction, but they didn't know how to find Waterdeep because they kind of got a little turned around and lost. Smoke on the horizon wasn't much help at the time because kept getting distracted, chasing after Natea. Natea was just trying, going after the feathers. So it wasn't as productive trip to this location as hoped. But they came across Vern, which is played by Ravin. Ravin, did you want to fill in anything about that, or shall I continue?
You're muted.
I gotta not talk to myself like that.
Ravin, stop it.
Yes, I wasn't the first one to do it.
You can continue if you want.
So I didn't hear what you said, Robin. You were muted. What did you want to tell a little bit about how you came?
I'll let you do it.
What's that?
I'll let you do it.
Okay, so more or less, he came across them on his way to finding employment. Basically, some kind. He heard that there was some just contracts that could be picked up at the local place that are paying jobs, and he thought that this group looked like it might be capable, and that you knew where Waterdeep was, and that was actually where you were headed as it was. This seemed like a stroke of luck because you needed some people to join you in order to potentially get some of these contracts that you were interested in. And you already, at your last place of residence, you talked to people about potential places to go, and you got a lead on the Yawning Portal, which I don't know if you guys can see this on your screen or not. I'm not familiar with the map screen as much, but I've got a little black squiggly right here. Can you see the words the Yawning Portal there as well?
I see the street name.
No, you don't see the words then. I don't know how to reveal those words.
Oh, those words are probably on the GM layer, so you just need to flip them to the token layer.
Okay, so I was on the wrong layer. There we go, layer. Token layer.
Oh, there it is.
So there you go, the Yawning Portal. Okay. And yeah, that's going to make things a lot easier. Okay, so that's pretty much your destination. You guys will be coming in through the... Actually, I don't need that. I could use this. Through the river gate here, which is going to be fairly basic. It's a massive city. None of you have seen anything quite so huge. If your character has been here, Ravin, you would be familiar with it, and it wouldn't be quite so astounding, but it is the City of Wonders. So it is just chock-a-block full. Now, there is an outpost out front that you guys are probably going to have to come up and approach through. Ravin, having gone through this kind of stuff before, you probably would assure the people in your troop that it's standard procedure. There's usually some kind of entrance fee, check-in, laws, any kind of goods and services are being rendered, and so on for inspection. So this is the gate that you are closest to, and is the preferred gate, the river gate, because it just goes directly to the Yawning Portal. Now, you are actually familiar with where it is because you have part of this map with you. And it actually has the river gate listed on it.
Okay.
If I were to kind of draw freehand, let's do this. You pretty much have...
I think you're drawing on the GM layer.
I am drawing on the
Probably
GM
am.
layer, but give me a second here and I can probably fix that. So let's do this. Objects and tokens. GM info layer. Yes. Yes, I am. Let's move that line. If I can click on it. There we go.
These streets actually have names. This
To
is
the token
crazy.
layer. There we go. So you see this yellow line that I just drew?
Yeah.
That's orange.
This orange line that I just drew? It basically, from there down, is kind of like the scrap of something that you have. And it's the Yawning Portal is circled on here, and that's pretty much it. I mean, you might have, I don't know if it says Trades Ward or not. I could probably put that on there if it's not. Let's see, objects and tokens, GM layer. Does it say Trades Ward here?
It does.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so then I do know that says Dock Ward down here. All right.
Yeah, it says the ward names as well as the City of the Dead in the area above the orange line on our screens.
Excellent. All right. Yes, for those asking in chat, the map drawing is available in this. I'm drawing on here as part of Roll20. So here, let's take her back off the screen. So we're going to use... can I grab... Hold on a second here. So, by the way, those that are watching, please don't spoil things because these characters, they don't get to see this stuff. I have this stuff. They don't get to see this stuff. I'm on the wrong layer again. Objects and tokens. I'm going to copy. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm bringing a token back so that we can use it as a kind of a party area here. So let's do paste. And is this on token layer? Cool. All right. So you guys are pretty much coming in from out here. And I believe, Robin, you'll have control of it. But basically, you come up to the river gate and so on. This is just in case you want to deviate or go some other places, or at least so that I know where you guys are. Or last were before you all died. So... How did you all
campaign?
how did you all want to proceed? Because right now you have some motivations to being here, a little bit of a mixed group. You're all relatively poor, but you have some money. What do you want to do?
So my little scrap has the Yawning Portal on it, and it's circled.
It does.
And also my little scrap of paper says on it, Grifola, I need your help. I've found a way. ... So that's what I know.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm fairly interested in heading directly there.
Hey, if I can find work, let's go straight there first.
All right, Robin, you should be able to move the. You should be able to move the.
I know I can move it, but I know that one. But I'm just, Monkey has yet to say stuff.
Right, I was just letting you know.
Monkey.
Sorry. Go on, monkeys.
I just agree with everybody and say, I'm sure we need supplies. And I look at Smoke and like, stay close, don't touch anything. And I have his gold, by the way, because I don't trust him with gold.
So you've got a pouch of his shiny things? What?
Wait, hold on. So you stole money from the thief?
No, he handed it over.
Natea is the thief's accountant. Is
Right.
what it
Yes.
was.
Like the book.
Financial advisor.
Pimp. Okay, so. All right. So.
Benefits and 401k.
Financial security. All right, so you're moving up to the main gate then.
Yeah,
All right.
I think so.
So there is a small line of a couple carts, looking to get in. There are some people over at the side that are basically getting checked in, and you see that the last person in line just kind of gets waved on. There's a guard sitting at the desk, or at like this little like a makeshift wooden table that was set out. Looks like they just set it out every day and then they take it in at night or something. There's a little guard station. You guys are coming in, and he's just kind of sitting there with like some paper in front of him, a few small leather sacks on the table. He's dressed in guard's garb, I believe. I can't remember the colors on it without actually flipping away, but I believe that it's green and gold. And he's got like a metal hat. He doesn't have any visible weapons on him, except for maybe like some kind of small club and some kind of whistle around his neck. There are a few other guards at the gate that pretty much look like they're doing inspections on the carts that are coming in and passing people through. It looks like there's, no issues or anything, just standard operating stuff. So that is what's before you. How do you proceed?
So we're next in line?
Yes, you are. The last person just got waved through.
Okay. Walk up to the guard who's sitting at the desk.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, sir.
State your business.
I would like to enter the city.
All right. Have you been here before?
One time.
All right. And he pulls out like this stack of pages and goes, "You've been here once before, you say. What's your name?"
Vern Riker.
1 second. And he like starts flipping through stuff. When was it? Just makes sense.
About 3 months ago?
Were the rest of these people here with you at the time, and are they part of your party?
They weren't with me then, but they are part of my party now.
Gotcha. All right. He takes the stack of papers and he puts it away, and he pulls out just this regular flat form and says, "Will you be bringing weapons and or potentially damaging magics into the city? If so, please make sure to sign this waiver. If you're a magically enchanted person or have magical powers, be sure to check in with the Magic's Guild. Otherwise, fees may be incurred that are unpleasant. Be sure to follow the rules." He takes this like baton and he like slaps it up against this paper on the side that you didn't notice before. It's just up on the stone wall. It says, "Observe the law. Please do not steal, kill, murder, otherwise influence people's mental health, or do so with any of the officials or of their employees." And he kind of like pushes his own glasses up at that. And
Wait,
says,
he has glasses?
Yes, he's got like some little tiny spectacles on front that he was obviously using to read the paperwork.
Okay.
Wait, so one of the rules is don't disturb people's mental health? Is that what it said?
Right. Basically, don't influence them mentally with magics.
Like psychic shenanigans.
Right,
Got it.
right.
Okay. I was going to say, how do you possibly accomplish that?
It's actually quite a comprehensive list. I will give you guys the handout, but not immediately because it's a bit lengthy, and I also have to ensure that it doesn't have details that I'm not supposed to because it doesn't say player handout. So, just be aware that there's a lot of rules. And he says, "All right, I'll need each of you to sign here. Give me your names. And if are you bringing any goods or trade goods in?" And he kind of looks at everybody, and he's kind of like pointing at each of you as he says it.
Look over at Smoke. I'm assuming we have nothing to trade or sell it for now.
I don't see any carts with you. Are you bringing any trade goods in?
No.
All right. And he says, "Are you bringing any unwarranted magics?"
Just looks over at Griffola.
What the hell does that mean?
Do you say that loud enough for him to
I
hear?
don't know if my magic's warranted. I'm just saying.
Racist.
Are you
Sorry.
Are you saying it loud enough for him to hear?
No, I'm kind of saying it under my breath, like to Vern, like I'm standing next to Vern, going, "What the hell does that mean?" Like,
Okay.
I'm covering my mouth a little bit, like
All right.
I whisper back. I haven't seen what magic spells you've used.
Speak up.
Also,
I just
screw
speak
this
up and
guy.
say-
Who the hell is this guy?
Just Stay calm.
At this point, the
I
guards.
just speak up and say, I assure you, we mean no harm. We just want to come in, buy supplies, look around, and then we'll be on our way.
It doesn't matter. I just fill out the form, would ya? And the guy's just impatient. He doesn't really care. He's like following his standard operating procedure to ask and search and stuff like that. So it's the safety of the citizens at stake and so on. So he hands out a paper for each of you. Make sure to put your names, any professions that you have, and if you are magically inclined or not. And he hands out a paper and a quill and ink to, just like kind of sets them out on the table and asks you to fill them out.
Griffola, you know how to write, right?
Right.
So here's the question. What do you guys put on the paper?
I put swear words in Gnomish for my name.
I just write all my information down in Celestial and hand it back, and then I look at Smoke, and I'm like, just put an X or something. Don't go into detail.
I just claw the paper.
And
I write my regular information.
And Robin, what do you do?
I just write my regular information, look over at Griffola.
What?
Right that. Put your actual information.
That's my name in Gnomish.
Sure. As if I can't tell what you're writing. I could read speak gnome.
Yeah, actually, the guard is more just staring at you at this point because you're the only one that hasn't done anything. He's
So
kind
I look at Smoke, and he's giggling, looking at her paper because he can read Gnomish.
I basically put like, this guy's a dickhead in Gnomish for my name.
So Vern, what are you doing?
I just wrote my actual information. So
Okay.
my name, such.
All right. So he takes each of the papers up and he sees the one that's just like a bunch of claw marks. It says, "Excuse me, do you speak?" And he's talking to Smoke.
Sometimes.
Can you write?
Occasionally.
And he hands another paper and says, "Then I suggest you do if you want admittance." And he then puts the quill out. And he adjusts his glasses, looks down at each of the papers, and then slides the paper back to Griffola and says, "I suggest you also write a new one."
Damn it all.
This guy, by the way, has a really big black bristly mustache, like old school Western style.
I very begrudgingly.
I put an X on the paper and then put the quill in my pocket.
He takes it back and says, "Actually, hold on a second. Let's do. Why don't you do a sleight of hand check to see if you can do it without him noticing? Because I'm assuming that's what you're doing."
I will try and distract him as well.
Oh, well then it would be at advantage if you're trying to distract with.
Yeah,
with
I'll be like, I need a quill. If you're gonna be a jerk about it, and I'm like, I need a quill. Just give me. I'm just like making a scene.
Okay. Oh, all right. So he says, "I'll have that pen back, please." And he's not even looking in the direction of Smoke. He just you slide it back, and you're like, "Whoop!" And he's like, "I'll have that back, please." And you make sure that you put it right.
So video game logic.
Pretty much. He's like seen it all before, like every day, every other citizen. And he's like, "I just don't understand, why people just don't do it," type attitude,
So instead of writing Griffola, I write my cousin's name. I write Dalakar.
Okay. All right. So then everybody's done with the sheets. He collects the other two sheets. He sees that there's an X for Smoke, right? Okay. Excuse me. And he says, "What do they call you?" As he calls Smoke.
Smoke.
Right. And he puts an asterisk, and then he signs it, and he takes a little stamp next to it and puts it down on there. And he basically just wrote Smoke. That's it. And then he puts what looks like his own initials and a little stamp on there. And then he sets it off to the side. And you wrote, what was it, Kashka?
For my name, I wrote Dalakar.
Okay. And he takes yours and goes... He, like, does a double take for a second. He adjusts his glasses briefly. Ooh. I would like for you to roll a deception check.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm not saying anything.
Right. Oh, crap. I gave him a straight roll, too.
What? What is this crap?
Oh. All right, so...
I say it's a family name, which is not a lie.
He says, that may be true, but I'd appreciate if you'd be a little bit more accurate with the rest of your name. A full name would be appreciated. And he slides it back, but he doesn't seem to be upset or anything.
What do you have to do to piss this guy off? Like no emotion at all. I write my like last name on there.
Okay. Do you have a last
have
name?
one?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd say, because I only know I thought you only had the one.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I have like my little gnomish clan name.
Oh, that's right. It's like 500 characters long or something, isn't it? Wrong kind of gnome? Okay, never mind. He takes it, he looks at it with his glasses, he looks at you, he looks back at it, and actually I'm going to have him do the same again.
Just take the fucking bite.
Yeah, and he's going to say, thank you very much. And he then collects all 3 papers, and he puts them down on top of the other pile that you see, and the pile of papers actually looks relatively not well kept, looks rather muddy, kind of like, what was all this hubbub about if it's not really that important type thing is the vibe you're getting by seeing it. But the guy just kind of, he doesn't stand up, he just kind of leans forward and says, I don't think many of you are familiar with the people here. Usually it's common for someone to say if they've done wrong first. Not many get disturbed here in the City of Wonders. But if that's ignored, be expecting to get into trouble. This is me telling you now. I'm not amused. Next time, I won't be so nice. Have fun, City of Wonders. And he just kind of waves you through at that point.
Can I write and poop on him? No, but I would like skip off a little bit, and then I turn around and make rude hand gestures at him.
Mm-hmm.
While he's, looking at the next person.
All right. I would like each of you to make a perception check as you pass through the gate.
Perception.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I can actually see it now.
I'm a bit distracted by everybody. I'm just like, okay, guys, chill out. Just kind of like keeping an eye on everybody.
So,
I just give the gnome a look, like, seriously.
So
I'm more like, kind of like children behave.
So yeah, Alyssa, your character is more or less just like, okay, let's just go. Going through, don't really care. The rest of you all kind of notice that the guards stationed at the gate, they all kind of stand back for a second. One of them presses on the wall as you pass through, which actually allows you to pass through because the doors were already open, but you felt like something gave way in front of you. And do any of you have a proficiency in Arcana?
Nope. I don't, anyway.
I don't think so. Nope.
All right. So those of you that have a positive score in Arcana then, Feel free to make a roll at disadvantage. Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Okay. None of you notice anything. All right. So that was it. You passed through. There was some kind of invisible door gateway thing that you went through. It was kind of cool. It was kind of magical. It's done. You're through. Awesome. You're on up through the River Gate doors as well, all the way up there. Yep. You're now on River Street. You are not familiar with the area. The place is bustling, by the way. It is very busy. It's, I'd say, midday, maybe early afternoon, because that hubbub at the gate actually took you a little longer than you expected. Probably all starting to get a little bit hungry. You haven't had any lunch. You had a very poor breakfast because you're pretty much in the local farmlands in this area. You'd have to actually stop and buy stuff rather than scrounge things off of a general forest because they're all owned around here. So,
hold on. Are you sure that we can't? I mean, have you seen one of our party members?
what?
The cat?
Hey, I'm just saying the general feeling in the area. I mean, you see that the areas, they all have walls. They all are being actively plowed and or cared after by a lot of people. So it's just generally not like you're in a wild forest and there may be rabbits running around that you can grab one. Instead, it's farmland, that are being currently worked. So, just saying. And I'm the DM, and I'm just kind of saying that you haven't had any lunch yet, so. As you're entering, you probably do see a lot of like some market stalls and stuff here and there, just out on the street in general. So you do smell some foods, but nothing really fantastic besides just the entire entrance of Waterdeep itself. It's quite amazing. There's a large hill, or mountain area up here that you can see. And you've got Castle Waterdeep is up here, which you can see up in the distance.
There.
If anybody has ever been to Edinburgh, it's probably a similar site, actually.
Where?
Edinburgh, in Scotland. Kashka probably would know. Because the Edinburgh Castle sits up on a large, like, craggy rock, So
there's like food stalls close by and everything?
There are some basic food stalls. More or less people just pawning like little snacky things and stuff like that. Nothing really, not like this is a marketplace. They're more like little hastily set up spots. People have like a carpet on the ground or something, and they might be getting escorted off on occasion. What do you call those? Buskers, I think it is. Is that the right term, Kashka?
Buskers are usually like playing music or...
okay. So, well, yeah, there probably is a busker or two around, but there are people that have just like some general trinkets and whatnot just laying around on some of these carpets, but they keep on getting like shooed away by some of the watch. Which you did notice a lot more guards at the Rivergate entrance as well. Not that they actually did anything, they were all just kind of standing there, people are up on the wall, and so on. And you do see more of those people in robes.
Can you zoom in a bit on your map?
Me? Sure.
Yeah, you. Cool.
There we go.
Thank you.
So, yeah. You are currently at the entrance on River Street. Where to? Or what do you intend on doing? I see a kitty.
I'm just looking around at everything and the vendors and seeing what they got.
Go ahead and make a perception check. All right. Nothing particularly catches your eye. It mostly looks like a bunch of really cheap junk. Like somebody found some pottery once, or there was like some really low quality pieces of cloth that people like might have wove together, I guess. Is it? Nothing really good, just things that they can like pack up and take really quickly. So it looks like things that might have been taken. And these are being resold. Perhaps. Maybe. So it's of a questionable nature is what you see, but nothing really out of much of interest.
Smoke's looking at everything, seeing what he can get into.
Everything looks amazing to Smoke. Smoke is just the world is a glitter. Everything is a giant cat toy right now. Everything is buzzing and shining and shimmering. So much sound and noise. It's a bit overwhelming. He might be looking a bit wide-eyed right now and a little bit feisty. if one were to see him.
What's the population like? Is it all adults, or are the children running around as well? Are they all humans?
It's a heavy mix of everything. If it's bipedal and it talks, it probably lives here. It's mostly going to be humans, as it tends to be in most places. But there's a very diverse culture here, and everything is kind of medieval stone houses for the most part. Excuse me, and they're not just a house with like one or two floors. No, these are all like stacked on stacked on stacked. So it's like the street itself is kind of like a really wide alley in a way, because everything is just so full of people. It is big.
So are there any kids like running around that I could like talk to?
Yeah, there's probably some kids. Some of them are probably standing next to the people that are selling some of the goods. Did you want to grab one of the or talk to one? Did you want to talk to one of the ones that are with a vendor, or one of the ones that are?
We like to eat children for breakfast.
Hey, you never know.
Wait, what?
There goes the rating on this video. No,
Human jerky is delicious.
Indeed. So, did you want to talk to or approach one of the children with a vendor, or one of the people that are just walking down the street?
I think probably one that's loitering would be better.
One of the ones that's loitering? Okay. Yeah. All right. So all of them are tended to by an adult.
Oh, okay.
By some strange miracle, they all seem to have like a parent with them, if not multiples.
I'm looking for like kind of street urchin-y,
You'll find that some of the vendors are nothing but a bunch of street urchins. Okay. Some of them are run by like teen and under children, like a group of like 2 or 3 at a time, if not more. So strangely, you don't find any single child selling any of the goods. It's always 2 or more.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I approach one of these groups and I get my scrap out with the little map on there, and I say, "Hey kid, is this thing accurate? I need to get to the Yawning Portal."
And the kid just kind of like says, "Would you like to buy some of our goods? It's for sale." And the kid just kind of like raises his hands up like several times, like praise be type thing.
I mimic the motion and go, "Can you take a look at my map first?"
That kid and the one that's next to him both start busting into giggles at the fact that you started mimicking that as well, and starts getting like this really big smile.
No, don't. No, okay. Just look at the map.
And that kid that you were first talking to doesn't. It just seems to be like, "You can buy this. It is for sale," and it's just the kid's just pointing to like some almost. It looked like it's just as good as broken small piece of what you can only guess is pottery of some sort. Perhaps somebody's first grade art project gone wrong. And his friend is like, Akeem, it's okay. We can help. It's okay. Let me see. And the kid kind of like is like reaching his fingers out, trying to grab the paper that you've got.
I say, hey, easy, not so grabby.
And the kid,
I'm just like, I'm not gonna let go of it, but I'm holding it out.
Kid goes, "What you want to know?" And he grabs the sheet and he's like looking at it like he's having difficulty in actually seeing it.
Are you okay?
He says, "I don't have good sight. What you want?"
I look to the others and go, what the hell is this place?
I just walk up.
These kids are very dirty, by the way. So
yeah, we just walk up, and I'm like looking over, and I see the map. I'm like, we'd really greatly appreciate it if you can tell us where the Yawning Portal is, and if it's accurate on this map.
And the kid goes, "It's here!" And he points exactly where the Yawning Portal is already identified on the map.
Just give me the map.
Walks over. Kid ain't wrong.
And the kid goes, "I can help." And he holds a hand out.
That's okay, kid.
Okay. And then he's like, his friend just starts like raising his hands up again. And is going, "You can buy it, it's for sale."
I just kind of
Not
shoot them.
How about we ask the guards?
I think we should just follow the map. Let's just follow the map. I got a map. Right?
You suddenly see.
I agree. We should just go. I'm sure we can find a guard if we get lost. These children are not interested in anything but money, so we should just go on our way.
I would like each of you to roll a perception check. Actually, no. What's your passive perceptions? I'm curious.
14.
Okay.
13.
Yeah.
I have 12 and he has 15.
All right. So all of you would notice this. Suddenly there's a little bit of commotion happening. All of the vendors in the area start like grabbing their stuff and start like moving really quickly. Like the area just suddenly cleans up and looks really nice without it being covered with all these like urchin-y kids. The watch is coming through. So you see a bunch of guards coming down the street, just like doing a usual path through, and one or two of them starts like kind of shooing / chasing some of the kids off that you see, including those two that you were talking with or attempting to, all start like busting out as well. Yeah, they just seem to be like generally clearing the area, and now that the area is pretty much clear of most of these like lowbrow street vendors, it actually looks like the place kind of stepped up a notch and looks much more presentable at this point as well. Especially since all the watch are all in like these like really nice robes and outfits. They're all similarly dressed in like a bit of armor, kind of green and gold, whistle, some kind of billy club on their side. Very to give a comparison, sort of like in your old Sherlock Holmes style novels where you'd get your guys walking around like that. I can't remember what they're called. Bobbies. There you go. Your traditional old school bobby, but these guys have a little bit of metal armor as well, and look a little more flamboyant and clean. So there you go.
All right, I elbow the gnome like, let me see your map, and
yeah, I hand it over.
All right, I take the map and I see one of the guards. I'm like, excuse me, good sir, could you help me out a little bit?
Aye, what can I do for you?
I show him the map. I was like, could you tell me, is this an accurate map to the Yawning Portal?
Well, it looks like it might be there. You're missing a good portion of it, but you just go down River Street here. You're on River Street now. Take a right at the high road. Take a left at the Way of the Dragon. Down Soothsayer's Way, and you're there.
Okay.
You can't miss it. It's got signs once you get down past it. It's a very common place. You look like a group of adventurers.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, then you've got a bright future there. Welcome. He definitely
Thank you. I
recognizes
just
you
nod my
guys.
head at him.
He definitely recognizes you guys as outlanders or outsiders or something like that.
Wait, I say, what's special about this place that makes it good for adventurers?
Well, typically, the Yawning Portal is, of all things, an inn, a tavern, and the entrance into the Undermountain.
What by chance? What is the Undermount?
Basically, it leads down into the underground and the deep dark. There's lots of interesting things down there, but usually things don't usually come back up. But on occasion sometimes does. But yeah, that's usually where a lot of adventuring types like yourself go, find themselves a little bit of a work and make a name for themselves. I've known many to come through there. I wish you the best of luck. I've got to go on my way.
But that's why the Smurf Crapper wants to go.
Smurf Crapper.
All right.
I just want to question one thing. Okay, so Monkey's character elbows the dwarf. I'm pretty sure one's hitting the other in the head at that moment.
Wait, what dwarf?
Well, I'll hit you in the head, too.
Were you assuming that the guard guy was a dwarf?
No. What's Kashka's race again?
Oh, she's a deep gnome, Sverf Neblin.
No.
Yeah, it's a gnome.
Same difference.
And my character wouldn't just pop somebody in the head. She nudged her in the shoulder. I just hand the map back. I was like, well, there you go. We have our answers and our directions.
Oh, it's more the height difference. Like, you say elbow. She's all the way down there. You're all up there. Your elbow can't reach until you...
No, I don't think so, because I'm only 5'8". So, and your how tall, Kashka?
3 foot something.
Yeah, so she's not really that much shorter than me.
I
mean, I just happen to be in full chainmail, so if you're expecting us to be sneaky and quiet, you're out of luck.
Alright, so what are you doing now? The guards are moving on along their path.
We got our directions. I guess we should just go to our destination and figure out things from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys proceed down River Street, High Road, Way of the Dragon, Soothsayer's Way?
Yep, sounds good.
Alright. I'll forego you any of the details of those because, to be honest, I don't have the details of the entire route. Thankfully, you guys weren't that interested in checking it out too much. So, as you...
my building description, thank you very much.
Pretty much as you get to Soothsayer's Way, which would be about here, you would start seeing signs outside that would point to, like, Yawning Portal this way, best fish and chips in the land, stuff like that. And you'd be able to easily find your way into the Yawning Portal area. Excuse me. Of which, I think I'm going to start moving everybody over to another screen. Let's bring you all over to this screen here. And here we have the Waterdeep Dragon Heist map. There is actually no specific map for the Yawning Portal. There is... let's see if I actually have something on here. No, that's not going to help. No, definitely don't want to show that to the players. So actually, while I'm looking this up, because I know that there's a handout for it. Actually, no, there's... Oh, there it is. I can bring everybody over here briefly. This is just a quick scene of the Yawning Portal. Let's kind of zoom out a bit.
Is that?
Oh, there it goes.
What is this? Where's
Down
Waldo?
there, number 78.
Yeah, Doug, it's not like word for word everything in there. You guys are basically going to come in on the ground floor. There's a bar back here. I'm going to use the arrows.
Number 78, bottom right.
Yeah, stop it. I said all walks of life, all right? So there's a bar down here. If it really pleases you, this guy right here, This is
Yeah.
Matt Mercer.
Yeah.
So he actually is. He's labeled as Matt Mercer. So don't take this as for real. But this is the basic idea of the bar. It's multiple levels. There's a lot of busy stuff going on in here. You guys come in through this bottom
Got a
area.
dangerous drunken game in the middle. See who can dangle the longest. I don't.
Oh, I thought that was just going down.
And in the middle of it all is what looks like the base of I don't know, like a large circular stone building that's been like sliced off. And it just goes down into the darkness. Dark vision or otherwise, you can't see a bottom. It just goes down. And it doesn't seem to have any like fencing or gates or anything like that. It just has, like you see it there, just kind of like this small wall. That's maybe, well, actually, let's see how tall this is. 4.5 foot tall wall, which means some people might have to get a box to see over. But
Yeah, I see number 47 over there. This is like me right here. I'm like jumping up. What's going on?
So as you guys come in, you'd pretty much be assailed by a barmaid, at least one, if not multiples, and told, here, how many, are you having a seat? Come on. And she's got her hands like full with about 20 mugs of ale. She's got like trays underneath and stuff, and she's like sweating as well. Anybody?
So wait, she just offered us a beer?
No, she says, are you eating in? Are you having a seat?
Yeah, you cut off on my end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I missed the last bit.
Are you having a
eating in?
seat? Can I get you a table?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, we might as well have a seat for now until we figure out what we're gonna do.
All right. So then with that, let's see about going to the right layer. I believe. So you guys can see, did I put you on the right page? You're still on there. Let's bring you back to the Dragon Heist map. Yay, because there isn't actually a map for that we can work with. So this is going to be it. Let's see if I can actually... GM... Objects and tokens? No. What layer did I put that on? Nope. I can't actually access that. An item, excuse me, that I made. So do you guys just see yourselves on here and the map, right?
Yeah.
Or the play map?
background.
Okay. So
One thing to note, anything you don't want us to see, probably keep it on the GM layer.
everything
Everything
is on
else?
the GM layer is the problem, and I can't undo some of it for some reason. It's
Really?
because I've got the wrong button. There we go. Let's put this on the token layer. You have a table. Look at that. So
Look at that.
her hands are full, but she kind of nods and says, "Come follow me." And she kind of shows you, and just kind of like, really strangely, she just kind of like sweeps the table off somehow with like an elbow. And it's relatively clean, actually. It was kind of messy when you got there, but it's relatively clean now. Just kind of sweeps an elbow across. Her hands are still full with these beers. Says, "Have a seat. I'll have someone tend to you in just a moment." And she heads off. So the room before you is quite a room indeed. There is. Let's actually scroll all the way up here. We don't want that yet. Let's start with the Yawning Portal. Do I have some notes that I can share with you guys? Oh, that's right. There are, excuse me, several patrons in here. Some of you may have known in the past, some of you may not. There is the barkeep is familiar. Typically, what would happen in this campaign setting is, if you wanted to, players that are familiar with Waterdeep somewhat can be friends with some of the characters in here. I actually don't have that as an option, but there are several people in here of note that you might catch your eye. The room itself, though, is completely packed, more or less. There's very little space for the ground to be seen. So it's a little bit slow to get through. And eventually, upon this happening, let's see if I can get her on here. Lair. Token layer. Let's do... Actually, I need to do a bunch of this stuff here. Layer. Token layer.
You see, Grifola is kind of like... I mean, this is like sensory overload, right? So many people definitely not used to this kind of environment. So she's kind of like just shrinking back into her shell. Like, this is not her gig at all.
Right. Right. Let's put all these guys on here. These ones as well. All right. And I think that should do... There we go. So there are tons of patrons about. Those that catch your interest is going to be... Excuse me. I've got a little frog in my throat here. All right. Objects and tokens layer. Your barmaid, which comes up. Her name is Bonnie. Oops. She introduces herself as such. Says... Hello, my name's Bonnie. How can I help you? Do you want something to drink? Can I get you some food? Ale? Anything like that? You're new in town, aren't you? I can tell you're new. And she just keeps on, like, chatting, like, asking questions like that. So unless one of you wants to interject, she's pretty much just going to question you guys to death.
Yes, we're new here. Just bring us a round of whatever you have available, ale, and... some snacks and we'll be good.
Right. Okay. And she actually puts down a paper. It says something, see your fancy there. And she's got like this menu. And the menu is like really basic foods, you know, pretty much like in the player's guidebook type stuff. So basically she's only going to bring you what you're asking for because you're going to pay for things as you want them. But if you want to go with like the default, I'll just take like a meal. You've got your poor quality meal for a copper, a good quality meal for a silver, something that they have to make special in the back for a gold.
I will take a glass of water, please.
She kind of like raises an eyebrow and says, okay. Waters for everyone. What else can I get you?
One minute. I want some fish.
Okay. And she just kind of like scrolls on a little pad that she's got in her hand.
I'll just take ale. That's fine with me.
Okay.
Get me a mug of ale as well.
All right. I'll be back in just a moment. Will you have anything else, miss? And she's talking to Grifola.
No, thank you.
Right. And she just spins on her heel and heads away real quick into the back. Boop. Now, close to you guys, you'll see up here. Actually, here, let's ping on the map. A character by the name of Three Strings. This is a bard playing. There's a small table next to Three Strings, which I believe is I think Three Strings is male. I can't remember. But they're playing a lute with three strings. Not very well. In fact, it on occasion the sour notes are a little bit like atmosphere breaking. Not the best. Nobody really seems to mind though. Nobody really cares. There are a few other musicians not far. They seem to be on a break or something like that. But Three Strings is like trying to do some kind of ballad. Not the best ballad.
Is it Wonderwall?
No, just seems to be like not the best of just about anything the Three Strings could be doing right now. Down the bar, through most of the patrons, the majority of the patrons are probably human in their race, but you do see a rather impressive half orc down at the end here. Let's ping so you guys get an idea. These are all just like bar stools that I've got set up at the bar for just something to give an idea. And Durnan back here is the barkeep, which Bonnie probably would have mentioned him in all her chitter chatter she was giving, saying, Durnan up there, he's giving Yagra some yap earlier, blah, 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 while she's chit-chatting on stuff. So you got the idea that this lady's name down here was Yagra. And she seems to be just kind of blowing off some steam. She's actually incorporating like arm wrestling matches at the bar. And you've got a few other people that are just like chatting off down here and down here that look of interest, but not particular. You don't necessarily recognize them. Nobody in here is of particular interest unless you guys wanted to do further. But this is pretty much the place to be. So, while you're waiting for your barmaid to return, Bonnie, what did you want to do?
I'll, of course, be checking out the room. Probably rolling a perception investigation check, one of those.
Okay.
I'm also going to be investigating.
All right.
Grifola, like, pulls her knees up like this, like, on the stool, and she's like... Just all, like...
If it helps, it's probably a little bit nicer because it's darker in here.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of very tall races that you're not familiar with, per se. Or at least you're not used to. Typically in the past, the tall races you're familiar with were mostly drow or something of that nature that were rather large. All right. So, let's see. Who rolled the 13?
13.
Yeah, I know that Lissa rolled
No,
twice.
it's the 9. No, that was the old rolls.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't scroll down far enough. Sorry. Okay, so the 9 and the 23. Gotcha. Is the 9 for Smoke?
Yes.
Okay. And the 23 is for Vern. So Smoke, again, you're actually getting a bit of overload with just the amount of stuff going on. You're not even able to focus on one thing, which is really weird. You're kind of just like getting sensory overload. A little bit like Grifola is at the moment. Maybe not quite as scary, just more disappointing that you there's just so much and you don't know where to begin. And so you just keep on looking and you don't know where to begin. So you just keep looking.
So more or less, it's like he's in a field of shiny objects, not knowing which shiny to pick first.
Right. Sort of like you've got the day off and so much to do, and what do you end up doing? You just end up scrolling through Reddit. But Vern, you see some characters. You probably notice the ones down at the bottom of the screen being of some of note. They keep on eyeing you guys more or less while they're talking. The rest of the crowd just seems to be doing normal things, but they're the ones that seem to have at least taken some interest in your party. And one of them, this guy here, seems to be trying to sell something to the other guy. And he's got like stacks of books near him. Meanwhile, you hear over here at Yagra's area, you hear a "oh" as she like kind of stands up and puts both of her arms up and goes "ah," and you see that she just kind of apparently won another arm wrestling match. People will just kind of like, shout yay and a couple boos here and there just because people might have lost money on it. Anything else people wanted to do at the moment? Because I just closed the wrong thing. Let me bring this back open. This one. There we go. So if there's nothing else that you wanted to do, Vern?
No.
Okay.
That's it for now.
So Bonnie starts coming back. You see her bring back some of the food and the drinks. She actually brings a pitcher of water and sets like a stack of glasses down next to it. And she sets out the fish and the different stuff that you guys ordered. I actually don't remember all of it, but for those that ordered food, if it was considered like just basic stuff like fish, then it's just going to be like a copper or two. If you ordered something a little bit nicer because you didn't want that, you wanted like a full meal, it's going to be a silver.
Yeah, I'm gonna have order this proper meal. And how much would the ale be?
The ale would be included with the silver. If not, then it's going to be an additional 5 copper for the ale.
Okay, Okay. Yep.
All right. So, if you guys want to update whatever character sheets you have for that. So, you guys all start... excuse me. Start with your eating your food, drinking your drinks, perhaps applying some of the cool water to your forehead, depending upon which character you may be playing.
I offer some of the water to my little raven pal. Like I just hold the glass up to him.
Okay.
Slurp, and then I drink from it as well while I'm looking at Bonnie. You know. So,
All right. So while you do that, all the noise is eclipsed by a shout. "You pig! Like killing me mates, does ya?" Then a 7-foot-tall half-orc, by the name of Yagra, is hit by a wild swinging punch from a male human whose shaved head is covered with eye-shaped tattoos. 4 other humans stand behind him, ready to jump into the fray. Yagra cracks her knuckles and lets out a large roar. Don't worry, I'm not going to do it. And then leaps at the tattooed figure who gave her a sucker punch, pretty much in the back of the head. But before you can see if blood is drawn, a crowd of spectators starts clustering around the brawl. And it's really, gone nuts in here. What do you do?
I immediately stand up in front of the table, with everybody behind me, and just, have my hand on my mace next to me.
Mm-hmm.
And my shield's on my back right now, but I just have my hand on my mace, and I just kind of look around and start watching.
Okay.
Who are the ones fighting?
Hold on 1 second. Let me do this. And I can do this. And token layer. There we go. All right. So this guy here is the one that sucker punched Yagra in the back of the head.
you're
Wait,
on the
which
GM
one?
there, I think.
I am? Oh, yes.
I didn't see your ping.
Oh, I didn't realize pings didn't come through either. Okay. So this guy here is Krentz.
Okay.
That guy is the one that sucker punched Yagra in the back of the head. The others that are backing him, kind of just watching to see what happens and if they're going to jump in, are right there behind him. And Yagra is the one that cracked knuckles and jumped into the fray, and then they were quickly surrounded by a bunch of just bar patrons going "Fight, fight, fight!" And it seems to be getting really rowdy in here. So what do you guys do?
Yell, "I vote for the girl!" Slam my mug on the table.
I just tell everybody, just stay calm, don't move, and stay behind me.
I'm gonna send my raven up to get a vantage point. And while my raven is doing that, I'm gonna actually look at the tables close by to see if there's anybody that's walked away from their meal.
Okay. There are actually very few tables. You guys got one of the only ones that was just recently abandoned. So you don't see any that are in your area, at least, that are abandoned. It's mostly standing room except for at the bar, which there are... all the seats are abandoned at this point. And your raven, easily enough, can get a good vantage point of what's going on because of the big open tower area of this tavern / inn. It's able to see that Yagra... now, I don't know what kind of communication you have with your raven. Do you?
I do. I have. I can see through its eyes and hear what it hears.
Okay. And does that sacrifice your own vision and hearing during that?
Probably a little bit. So while my raven's flying up, I'll do a quick glance around to see if there's any unattended food, and if there isn't, if I don't see any, then I kind of take on an almost trance-like, visage, I guess, while I'm looking through the raven's eyes.
All right. So what it sees...
My eyes roll back in my head. And...
and those of you that are seeing Griffola, you probably would notice this easily as well, because she suddenly just, leans back from what she was doing, which was kind of like hunched forward and kind of like, cradling her head. She just... The crow takes off, she leans back and kind of goes into the slack state. You'd all notice this because it's a big change in her body behavior. And you know exactly what she's doing, and that's looking through her crow's eyes because she's done it before in front of you. Maybe unsettling to some of you, but it doesn't seem to bother her at all. In fact, it gives her a little bit of joy at times. But for all I know, but the raven, pretty much, you're looking through its eyes. You see that Yagra is outnumbered by 5 guys. She is beating the heck out of the guy that pretty much smacked her, but the other 4 are moving in to totally just take her down. That is what you see.
I look at Vern and I say, you should help her out.
By the way, Smoke, what was it that you did after hearing Natea's comments?
I would draw my daggers.
I expect you to loot around everyone.
Yeah. No, draw my daggers and kind of work my way behind her, keep an eye on her back and where she's looking.
Okay.
I'm going to start walking forward to see what's going on, seeing I have this thing about other non-human races being kind of, picked on or berated, so I'm just going to start heading that way to see what's going on.
Active.
Yes, active.
Okay. I forgot to bring in this gray circle is actually going to be the Yawning Portal. It is actually the opening in the ground, so.
Okay.
Forgot to bring that up, sorry. All right, so you said you're going to move forward then and take a look? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it's actually very difficult. There's a dense crowd you've got to push through. So it'll take you a little bit to get through all these people if you're just going to kind of, step aside, get out of my way, type push through.
I could probably move a little bit quicker through the crowd.
You'd probably also notice there might be easier ways of going up and over if you have the ability to climb better. I don't know. You being... So you could do one of 2 ways if you're going to go up to go over. And that is, 1, you could just hop up on the bar. Of which Durnan is not facing this. He's currently looking for something down behind the bar. The other is there's plenty of support beams, probably I'd say here and maybe down here, that you could try to scale in order to go across the top, because there is a lot of light fixtures and lanterns hanging around everywhere. So you're just going to hop up on the bar?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, no. Let's climb the thing and then go across the top. That way I can get a little drop sneak attack.
Okay. All right. So you're able to go up, and you can actually go along. There are stairways back here and here. Oops. Excuse me. There are stairways to go up to the next levels, but obviously you'd have to go around in order to do that. You're just going straight up to the next level. There's a banister rail. You could just hop up over that if you wanted to. And I'd have to say, Natea, you'd probably get about there, unless you were really barged through and injured people in your progress.
No, I'm just kind of making my way through. And,
All right. Griffola, Vern?
I don't know what I can really do to help here, I guess.
You can occasionally see some of the head, or at least see Yagra's head popping up every now and then, because she's pretty tall. Most of the humans are only 5.5 to 6 feet tall, and she's 7 or more. So you can see that. You saw the occasional chair be tossed aside as well. So you do have line of sight, kind of, in a way, if that helps any.
Look at my stuff. look over there, and I'm no use. Continue eating.
You did notice that it was only fists were being used. Pretty much as Smoke and Natea gets closer, you'd notice this as well. At the moment, you probably wouldn't. Grifola would know this because of what she saw with her raven. So actually, let's do... So she took... I forgot. Hold on a second here. I need to have this guy. Yeah. I forgot. That was his initial smack. Not so good. And I just closed it. As I do. Let's shrink this a bit and then just scroll down. There we go. And then Yagra fought back. Yeah. That's what I thought. All right. So, bandits.
How does it look like she's doing? Is she kind of kicking that guy's ass, or?
That guy looks like he is having some really strong regrets. But
Say again? Wait, you cut out. Sorry.
that guy is having some really big regrets right now.
Oh, okay.
He has regrets.
But at this point, the rest of these guys all move in and surround her. One of them actually gets up on the bar, and another one comes up over here, and they all just start laying into her, which she still keeps going. She is not letting up on this dude, and the other guys are just beating the crap out of her, which she's taking a lot of hits. Don't get me wrong. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So that's another 5 on her total. Oh, and of course he got a hit as well back at her. Yeah, because she is not. Oh, actually, one of her punches missed. What is their AC?
Valen has some infighting.
Oh, both of her punches missed. I totally missed that. All right. So yeah, actually, this guy's doing just fine. She's got him. She's like on top of him, but she keeps on trying to punch him, and her buddies keep getting in the way. So I totally missed that her strikes were missing, and their strikes were hitting. so she's taken some hits, and so far the rest of the guys don't seem to be doing so bad. It's minus 6.
Might want to hurry, Natalia.
So, shall we do a bit of initiative at this point?
Sure.
I need help with that, Kashka. Where is that?
It's the clock icon on your left.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That looks like a clock.
All right. So what
There
I
you
would
go.
like you to do is click on your character
And then roll your initiative.
roll your initiative, or click on initiative. See this?
I feel special. I'm the only one who has a name on his token. Or that's just, no, actually that's side, client side token, player
Alright.
side.
Yeah, I was gonna say you
Word.
see your own name.
Yeah.
You could actually set that to actually have everyone's name as a pair.
What? See
You
smoke.
could actually set it so everyone could see the names for each other.
Oh, you guys can't see it?
We could see
I can
our
see
own
mine.
names.
Oh, you can't see the bandit
Others.
or Yagra? All right.
No, we could see the token. We just don't see names, and you have to flip that.
Gotcha. That is so weird. How do I fix that one?
You have to flip the turn order. You have it low to high.
Oh, right. Hold on a second. Ascending, descending, numerically. There we go. That's all you were talking about, right? Was just the order. That's 4 of you, the 2 groups. Got it. All right. So, that would mean Grifola. What do you want to do?
I am going to cast Unseen Servant.
Okay. You want to describe how that's done?
Let me look, because I can't remember if there's. I think it's just verbal and semantic. Oh no, there's material as well. What is the material on there? Hang on. Oh, well, this is perfect, right? Because it requires a small amount. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Sorry. God damn it.
A
Okay,
material.
so this requires a piece of string and a bit of wood.
There you go.
So I just get out my component pouch, pull out like just a small kind of oblong of wood, and I start chanting in Gnomish and tie the string around this piece of wood in a very specific fashion. While I'm kind of got my eyes closed, I'm going through this motion, and I cast Unseen Servant.
Okay.
So it appears in an unoccupied space within range. So that range is 60 feet. So I'm going to get it. I'm going to cast it actually kind of like up on the bar up here. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Okay.
So in my way.
What's the range on that? Is it 60 feet?
I would actually I definitely wouldn't put it in the way. So maybe can I put it like a little bit further, like over here maybe? So it's not
There?
blocking anybody's access to bad guys?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now, it's an unseen servant, though. So I can't remember if it's invisible or not, actually. Let me look.
It is an invisible, mindless, shapeless force.
Okay.
So
there you
it's
go.
also shape, right?
Right.
Which means that it doesn't actually occupy.
So it's there, just nobody else
there.
really sees it, except you.
So on each of my turns, there's a bonus action. I can mentally command it to move or interact with an object.
Okay.
So it can perform simple things. So I am going to ask it to pick up the nearest glass of whatever.
There's several all over the bar.
Yep. So pick up the fullest one and basically kind of throw it in this guy's face. Like, I just want to get beer, like, all in his eyes, like,
Gotcha. Okay. So roll an attack. And for that, why don't you just do a 1d20 and see how good it does.
I can't use my, spell attack bonus? No? Maybe?
No.
Oh, come on!
No. Just do a 1d20.
Okay, fine.
Because I don't think it's intended on...
Yes.
So it's able to pick up the mug, because I think it can carry up to like 15 pounds or something, and it tries to splash it in his face. What ends up happening is it actually gets really close, but he at that moment is like coming down with a fist on Yagra, and with the motion he totally ducks, and it splashes one of the people like across their crotch. That's like cheering nearby, going like fight, ah! So you just totally saturate that guy's pants instead. So it was kind of a miss. Sorry.
No problem. Okay, and that's probably it for my turn.
All right, no movement or bonus actions or anything?
Well, the bonus action is to give it a direction.
Gotcha.
So, casting was my action, direction was my bonus action, and I don't plan on moving. So.
Okay. So, Smoke, what do you want to do?
I'm going to attack the person nearest to the bar. It'll probably be a sneak attack.
All right, so coming up to them, you can actually see that they are all just in a big old bar brawl, fist fighting each other. How are you attacking?
With the dagger.
Okay. I feel I should let you know that you might feel in this, typical town environment that could be seen as a bad thing. Just so that you're aware. Okay. So.
I don't play.
That's fine. All right. So, and you're attacking this closest guy to you, yeah?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
With advantage.
So that is definitely a hit. So you're going to want to roll your damage plus your sneak attack damage. All right. So it'd be
That damage didn't get checked, I think.
that actually came up as a roll. So
Mm-hmm. Oh, you have to hit the word dagger.
yeah, if you click on the word dagger, there you go.
There it goes.
And then actually that didn't even add in your dexterity bonus either. What is your dexterity modifier? I think
it's 3.
3. All right. So then that would be 6 points of piercing plus 1d6. So we can go with your previous rolling of 1d6 up above, which was 2. So that would be a total of 8 points of piercing damage on this guy here. So let's see here. I just clicked the wrong thing. Sorry. Can I bring up his info? There we go. -8. Okay, so you basically stab him in the back, like somewhere in the ribs area, and you just kind of like, and the guy just kind of yells out loud at that, just like ah, and just kind of lurches up, like kind of his head comes back and everything. He can't reach you or anything, but he just kind of screeches, and you really hurt the guy. Like you almost one-shot him right there. So, and the other 3 bandits, let's see their passive perception. Do they have that on here? Oh, 50-50. Yeah, they probably would have known because of the scream. They all saw what happened. This guy, on the other hand, did not, because he's currently getting attacked because Yagra is on top of him at this point. But the other 3 saw you do that, and they all look kind of like wide-eyed, surprised at the bloodshed. So you still have movement left if you want to move. Otherwise, if you have any bonus action items, which I don't know that you do. Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, I want to stab him and then, like, probably get off the bar so I'm not such an obvious target.
You can do that. Now, here's the thing. I don't remember if you have this as a rogue at first level. Perhaps Kash can help me. She's a very experienced rogue previously. Does he get the disengage as a bonus action at level 1?
Cunning action? I think it is.
I thought cunning action was level 2.
Cunning.
It's not level 1.
He doesn't really get any of that stuff till level 2.
Oh yeah, second level. So basically, if you want to move away from the bandit, you will, excuse me, you will essentially be provoking an attack of opportunity from him. He may or may not attack you for free.
He's not really moving away, though. He's just pivoting around.
I said if you're moving away from him. If you're not, if you're staying within, the 5-foot range of him, then you're fine. And you actually have an advantage over him being on top of the bar.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'll stab and crouch down. I'm 6'8". I really don't want to stand up. Really
You are quite the spectacle right now. People have stopped chanting "fight" at this point. They're all kind of like a little confused, a little bit still bloodthirsty. They don't know what's going on. All right, so let's go with Vern.
Would you be able to go past where the paladin is? Or is it still a whole...
You can move. You can move up to where Natea is if you wanted to just worm your way through the crowd, or you could use all of your turn to move all the way up to say here. But at that point, you're also like really knocking people over in the process.
So I could still technically move big time like that?
What's that?
So how far can I move?
You could probably let's
push
see.
through?
Your normal movement is 30 feet, right?
Yep. So it'd be
So
45.
you could take your turn to carefully move 30 feet, or not carefully move all the way up to like a bandit if you so desired. But it would potentially knock a bunch of regular patrons over in the process. So it's
I'm just gonna move to 30.
it's morally questionable, difficult terrain.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do.
Okay. All right. So you're just gonna try pushing your way up as far as you can and clearing people away. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So then comes Yagra, which actually I don't know how to change the highlight of the turn order.
You just click the little arrow and it'll cycle through.
Hey, look at that. Okay, cool. Neat. My first time having running a battle sequence. So we've got Yagra over here, who is going to try and pummel Krentz again. And she actually gets a couple hits, two attacks, rather. And she misses again. And again. Dear God. So here's what's going on is the one of the bandits nearby, I'll say this one here, is pretty much like every time that she reaches back to punch this guy, he kicks her right in like the shoulder arm area and is throwing off her punches, trying to just like pummel this guy. And in the process, she's like kind of smashing her fist into the floor. But
Why can't this guy kick?
Here's the thing, though, is that her punches are practically lethal. They are like putting crunches in this in the hardwood floor. So if she was connecting with this, I think he would probably be close to like out at this point. But she's not. She's still just on top of him, punching away. So, excuse me, and that's all she's doing at this point. Though those that are close by, I would say Smoke. Yeah, probably just Smoke would see this. She looked over and saw her mace is sitting on the floor over here. She looked over at it in the process and then got kicked and punched again while the bandits are attacking, which they're all doing so now. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ugh. Okay, so let's see. That is one of them misses, another one hits, miss, hit, miss. All right, so she just takes a couple more. That's not too bad. So she takes a couple hits, but she seems to just be shrugging it off. It's not really affecting her too much. Let's see if I can actually click on her. Oh, I'm using the wrong pointer again. All right, so -2. All right, next is Natea.
Alright, I'm gonna definitely make my way that way, seeing Smoke run up on the bar and do what he did. So I'm just gonna start kind of shoving people a little more aggressively to the side to get there.
Not a problem. So, yep, you've got normal 30-foot movement, right? Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna shove this bar stool as I squeeze in between here and push this bar stool all the way.
So as you got about halfway there, you'd actually living on a prayer. You'd be you'd actually be able to move normally again because of the cleared circle away from the fight. You know how, like in a brawl, people kind of give like space for the fight to happen. You're actually bust through the crowd and you're in the open now.
Okay. I'm going to like look at this guy and be like, "Whoa, what's going on?" You know, and kind of like
Eye stab.
Yeah, kind of like, you know, just my character, unfortunately. She's not a barbarian like the other one. She's just going to kind of step in, try to wedge herself between the guy, like where she is and the guys here. With her shield out. She's going to kind of pull her shield out and be like, hold her hand up and be like, "What's going on? Everybody stop." And then I'll just ready. I'll ready an action if one of these two guys here decides to attack me or her. I will attack with my mace. I have my hand on my mace. It's just not pulled out yet.
Okay. If you use your mace, are you intending lethal damage?
No.
Okay, so you'd be trying to like hit him with the handle of it in some way or something, just to try and.
Yeah, more than likely just kind of push them, like shield bash them. But if I need to use the mace, yeah.
Okay, so you're kind of like trying to be a riot shield person at this point, like push the crowd back off of Yagra. Yep. All right. Okay, cool. So then, Grifola.
Okay, I'm going to do two things.
Okay.
But I'm not leaving my seat.
Okay.
So first, I'm going to have my unseen servant try and just dump beer over. Wait, so which guy is the half orc attacking? Which guy is she decking? That guy. Okay.
Yep. He's slightly pinkish to you, yes? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Yep.
So I'm gonna have unseen servant is gonna dump beer over this guy at the back. Just not even trying to like throw it in his face or anything. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Just picks up beer, pours overhead.
All right. Go ahead, make the attack roll.
Well, it's not an attack because an unseen servant can't attack. So
I know. It's just to see if it can get the beer on a moving target. That's all.
Okay.
Just a 1d20.
How about an 8?
That actually will work. Just to pour beer on him. You only needed like a 5 for this one. So,
okay.
So, therefore, it poured beer on the guy, which seemed to infuriate him quite a bit. He's kind of wiping it out of his eyes and everything. He's.
Okay.
I don't think he looks up to see where it's coming from. He sees a cat. He thinks it was the cat. The cat stabbed him. Yes,
that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stab you and then pour beer on you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean my whole goal is to try and get his attention off the half orc. So maybe that's working.
It seemed to work. He seemed already focused on the cat, and definitely going to be putting some attention in that direction at the very least.
Okay. Then the other thing I'm gonna do is have my raven swoop down from the rafters or banister or wherever it landed, and if my raven like tries to do a quick like claw at this guy, is he likely to get like punched in the face?
It would be a little bit difficult because Yagra is kind of on top of him, but he is prone, so you would get an advantage to attack, but disadvantage because of Yagra. So it'd just be a normal attack roll.
Okay. You know what, then, if he's prone already, then I'm just going to go for the next guy over and have my raven just try and claw at this dude's face.
Okay.
So my raven does have an attack roll.
I need to make a character sheet for your raven at this point.
Yeah, probably be good.
Yeah.
He can actually, not so much claw, but just like peck at him. So he gets actually... +4 for that. He just okay.
Okay, yeah, that hits.
Wow.
That's a good hit.
Okay, but only does 1 point of damage. So 1 point of piercing damage on that dude.
Oops, I got the wrong thing. This guy here, 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's got a scratch right across his face, like claw. Was not expecting that. He like swished at it a bit, but it was already gone before he was able to attack.
Okay.
Because he was still fighting off, trying to kick Yagra.
Okay. And that's it for me.
Okay. Smoke.
All right. I'm going to try to finish off that guy and then go get the half-orc's mace to give to her.
Okay. So, in what way are you trying to finish off that guy?
I'll stab him with my dagger again.
The stabbiest of ways.
Mm-hmm. So you don't get the sneak attack at this point, because he is very well aware of you, and you have no allies nearby, because the unseen servant doesn't really count. But 14 will do it. His AC is 12. For 1 point of piercing damage, plus your dexterity modifier, which is 3.
Right.
Did you click and drag the dagger from the compendium into your player hand sheet, character sheet, whatever we call these
Don't
days?
worry about it. We can fix it later. It's fine. Don't worry. See, that's what I'm here for. I can catch these things on occasion. So this guy here. Let's see here. I want to give a special status to this guy.
Bleeding out on the ground.
Yeah.
Yep, he's bleeding out. So you stab him again on the other side in the back of the ribs, because he was coming at you, and you like fainted, came around and stabbed on the other side, because you had daggers in both hands. He only saw the one, and yeah, he just kind of did a spin and face planted on the ground. Actually, he like bounced his head off the bar on the way down, so he is down. There's some blood kind of running out.
There should be a lot of blood running out.
Well, he landed face down, and you got him stabbed twice in the back. So
It is mixed with beer as well.
Yep. He's also it's also mixed with beer. That's a good point.
I mean, now I also want to try to get the half-orc her mace. Would I have enough movement and an action to do so?
Yes, you have all of your movement left, because you didn't actually go anywhere yet. And you have a bonus action. I'd say that'd be easy enough for you to grab the mace. What did you want to hand it to her, or are you taking it for yourself, or what?
No, I want to hand it to her.
Okay. So pretty much, she's just constantly like reaching back, and as she reaches back to like punch at this guy, reaches back, and there's a mace handle in her face, and she just grabs it. So, okay. Or at least that's what she's going to do when it's her turn. But for now, I think that'll be your turn done there. Vern?
Let's see. Ruler. They're around 25. I start pushing my way through.
Yep. Not a problem. You bust through the edge of the crowd,
And
which actually you hear some gasps just before you get up there of like the crowd going, so
yell over to Smoke. What the hell are you doing?
Everybody just got a debuff from seeing a dead body.
This isn't RimWorld. Actually, Vern, make a perception check real quick. If you can find it on your sheet. I think. See, I have like the too long didn't read version of all these stat sheets. I get the easy way. Robin, you making a perception?
I thought you said for Smoke to.
No, I said you two. That's why we're waiting. Vern, make a perception check. Sorry, my bad. Maybe I did say the wrong one. Okay, yeah, you definitely saw the spectacle as you were coming up through the crowd of Smoke pulling a dagger out of the guy spinning, hitting his head on the bar, landing in a pool of beer next to an empty mug that had been poured on him not long ago, and the people going, so you definitely know what that was about. But
And I'm going to punch the guy in front of me.
Okay, just with your fist?
Yep.
All right, so make an attack roll, add in your strength or dexterity modifier.
Wait, could you actually use your dexterity on attack rolls?
I'm going to allow it. I don't see why not. A dexterous fist punch is going to be just as good as a brutal one.
I don't know if fists are a finesse weapon, but it's your game.
Nope.
Okay, so yeah,
I think the ale was a little too strong for me.
well, your intention was to just like bust through the crowd and clock this guy, but instead you saw the spectacle and were like, "Woo!" and you just kind of like just barely missed catching the guy on the chin, but you definitely got his attention. So, next is Yagra, who then grabs the mace and then doesn't even look to see where it came from, who handed it to her, anything. Just grabs the handle. Or, shoot, that's a bandit. Whoops, there she is. Mace, okay. And she again, she goes to hit him and totally gets like kicked in the head by a guy next to her.
So how dexterous?
Oh,
how high can
dear
these guys?
God, she has missed every single swing. This is terrible for storytelling, I tell you what. I was so expecting her to crush his skull. But yeah, she totally gets kicked in the head. So therefore her swing goes wild, and then she herself hits her head on the side of the bar. And tries to hit him again, but catches the mace on there's actually like a metal rail on the edge of the bar. She catches the mace on that, trying to hit him, and swings through, missing. She's no longer on top of him. She's more or less next to him in this. So they're both prone now, and she's not on top of him anymore. So then the bandits, this one here, moves up. And this one here, let's see, moves over here and swears at Smoke. I won't use the profanity. And this bandit here will attack. What's character names? Character names are Natea. So hold on. This one here will attack Natea, which I know she's got a ready to action. This one here will attack Smoke. This one here is going to attack Yagra. So you guys have successfully split their attacks. But the bandits are drawing swords in the process, or scimitars, that they had just under the edge of the open jackets that they were wearing. So they pull these out and swing. The first one at Smoke. 14, does that pierce your armor class?
Yes.
Okay. Smoke, you take 7 slashing damage from the scimitar. He was really pissed. And strangely, this guy looks almost identical to the other guy that's on the ground. Maybe a close relative. I'll do this guy here next, who's going to attack Yagra. He hasn't had the opportunity to pull out the scimitar. Actually, no, seeing her with the mace, he would pull out the scimitar at this point and make the attack. Ooh, and he hits her for only 3 slashing, which is surprising. All right, -3. So she, once again, is very thick-skinned. He slashes, only catches her on the arm. And then this bandit here tries to attack, but is first attacked by our very own Natea Cloudbane. So
You just want me to roll a d20 to see if the shield hits?
or
do you want me to hit it with the mace?
go ahead and do a regular attack. And it'll be either, shield or mace, whichever you want to use, but your regular attack with those. As if it was a mace. And you can choose if it was your shield or not. All right, 12. What is his armor class? It is 12. You hit. All right. So would you be using your mace or shield to try and prevent him from attacking and moving?
Just my shield. Just basically bashing my shield into him.
All right. So then why don't you go ahead and roll 1d4? Or it's an improvised weapon, or else I'd allow you to normally add your strength modifier to it. But it is heavier than a fist.
You say roll
1d4. All right. So you do 2 subdual damage to this guy. And actually, I'm going to put on here -2. All right. So you kind of smash the guy. Let's see if he was expecting that or not. I don't know. We shall see. He's going to roll to attack you at disadvantage because you kind of shield bashed him. Yeah, he totally missed. He like comes down with the scimitar at you, and you just go, no, smack. And it kind of like catches himself with his own, like the back of the scimitar right in the forehead. He just kind of like takes a step or two back, not expecting that. All right. So then that's it for the bandits. Oh, I forgot about Krentz. Krentz himself pulls out a scimitar, stands up at this point, and takes an attack at Yagra, which is at advantage because she's prone and he's not, and he does 7 slashing to her. Whoops. I just totally did that wrong. Holy cow. All right. Plus 73. -7. There we go. All right. Of which he does a nasty gash on her. She was not expecting that level of damage coming in. She's just wearing some simple leather armor, and she was expecting a drink and an arm wrestle tonight. So, yeah. She's looking less than happy. Not so good. And, of course, neither is Smoke. So, next is Natea.
Okay, I'm going to attack the one that attacked Smoke, this guy.
Okay.
With my mace this time, seeing as they are actually attacking. And I saw him attack Smoke.
Mm-hmm.
And 11. Does 11 hit?
It does not. The armor class is 12.
Okay. Well, after that, I'm going to, like, touch an elbow to Smoke since is he right next to me? Close enough, right?
Yep, he's right behind you.
Okay, I'm going to use as my bonus. I'm going to use my lay on hand. And actually, no, that is not my bonus. Hold on.
You're going to pet the kitty?
Crap. No, I thought it was a bonus. I don't get that as a bonus until level 2 or 3. Crap. I guess I'll just position myself between me and Smoke and that guy because I can't really heal him yet.
Okay. All right.
I didn't pay attention to my character sheet. Yeah, I just position myself with my shield up and my mace between Smoke and the guy, and that's it.
Okay. All right. Trying to draw attention to you instead.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So then, Griffola.
This looks like it's turning really ugly. So,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
so I'm gonna use, well, I don't think my character is, I think my token is on, oh, no, never mind. So I'm gonna use my move and my action to get as far over there as I can.
Okay.
So I'll do like a little hop up on the bar.
Okay.
And then you see like gnome person running down the bar. And, and that's probably about as far as I can get.
What is your movement?
Yeah, not that far. So maybe like there.
Okay.
25 feet, because I'm short.
Okay. All right. Why don't you make... Because that bar is actually a little bit high and you're going at a good speed. Either an acrobatics or an athletics check. Because either you're pulling yourself up or you're trying to jump up, whichever is easier for you.
I will
Or you're
take
going wham.
Acrobatic.
Oof.
Wham.
All right, so you stumble a bit, and you're actually 5 feet back further.
Okay.
Sorry.
No worries.
Okay.
And
Anything
you know what?
for your?
I'm gonna yell at Bonnie,
Mhm.
like, aren't you gonna do something about this?
Bonnie like kind of disappeared upon the everything going on. She just kind of
Okay.
Where'd she go? You guys were all looking at the fight, and then she just off. She either was
Is
helping
battle.
serve, or she went to the back room.
Is the barkeep still there? I can't remember his name. But
He is. He's swearing quite loudly and like kind of throwing around a few things behind the bar, and it seems like he's looking for something with a lot of authority at this point. Like he's trying to find something. He can't find it. It's supposed to be here, and he needs it at this exact moment. Is the urgency that you're getting from it?
so he seems disturbed by this fight, or
Yes.
like this is something else he's doing.
No, he seems disturbed by it, and he seems like he's trying to resolve the situation potentially with whatever he's doing.
Okay. All right. Oh, and as my bonus action, I would like to continue pouring beer on. Guy.
All right, go ahead and roll a d20,
I don't know.
and pick your bandit too.
Ooh, 8.
Okay, it still works. You're able to pour a beer.
Beer on that guy.
Okay. So you pour a beer on that guy. He gets soaked. He gets pissed. He doesn't know where it came from. He thinks that it was someone from the crowd. Might have like thrown beer at him or something like that. He's a bit more disoriented. Especially since he's like fighting Yagra with like
next row 'cause he's got beer in his eye.
well, we'll see. But considering he's using real weapons at this point, with Yagra instead of just a fist fight, it's messing with him more than it normally might have, because he sees that there's life and death going on here.
Cool. Target locked.
I figure while we're trying to finish up this, perhaps we should do the drawing that we were talking about.
Yeah, can we finish the fight first?
Yes, we can. All right, so let's just do smoke here. Actually, yeah, I think I know what'll happen next. So, okay, smoke.
Yeah, someone's already said that Smoke's probably gonna die. It was killer.
Yeah, can I? Would I be able to reach around her and stab the person in front of her that slashed the shit out of me?
Yes, at disadvantage, unless you care nothing for her arm with the mace blocking your way. Or you could move away and come in from a different angle.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll try to take him around.
Okay, so all right, that's fine. I can take that guy away. Let's see if I can actually. Oops, that's the wrong marker. I'll just keep him up here for now. All
Big
right.
cat on dead body.
Now would this be a sneak attack since I have people around?
It is. It definitely is. You have friends flanking that target without a problem. Ah, I see you added in your dex mod this time. Good job. All right, so then an extra d6. Cool. All right, so let's see. How good or bad is that guy doing? He's same as his brother. You stab him in exactly the same spot on the back, and this guy gets this look of, oh dear God. Like, he's expecting a similar fate with what is happening here. He sees that you're injured, though, So I don't think that he's necessarily going to retreat. I don't know. We'll see.
But can he, as a reaction, can he disengage from this guy back behind me?
Who?
Smoke.
That is an action to disengage unless you're a level 2 rogue.
Okay.
Now here's the thing, though. Does Smoke have 2 weapons? 2 daggers? 1 in each hand? Would you be wanting to attack with both daggers?
Absolutely.
You can attack with the second dagger. No sneak attacks and no bonuses of the of your like from your dexterity modifier on the damage. So it's just a straight 1d4. If you hit, and that hits, yeah. Okay, so that's 3 more. Oh! Alright, so that's the wrong button here. There we go. I just opened up all these different things. This guy here is pretty much... You stab him. You, like, move in, because she was trying to block your way, and you just kind of swoop over to the right and, like, give this guy a hug. And you just kind of go in the back, and he just kind of totally just and drops down, goes limp in your arms, and you just kind of like suck back, and he just flops to the ground.
Everybody just hears this weird hissing, roaring noise.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where it's going.
And I need everybody to make a perception check.
Kitty's got pals.
This cat.
That's
I'm really, really well today.
First one's Smoke and the second one's mine.
Wow, you guys are so perceptive. Actually, all of you, first one Smoke. Smoke didn't hear it. Smoke was too busy stabbing. The rest of you start hearing the occasional murmur of somebody should call the watch in the crowd. And the fight seems to have slowly started dying away to a bit of gasps and oh god, and this is starting to get a little bit gory and stuff like that. So the crowd's starting to get a little bit like concerned at this point. Nobody's shouted for it yet, but you started hearing like the occasional murmur and stuff. All right, Burn.
Well, everyone else is pulling out weapons. Pull out a dagger.
Okay.
And attack.
Go for it.
That's a stab.
That's a stab. And it's this guy right in front of you, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Minus.
Unless I wanted to attack the paladin, but I'm pretty sure that would not be a good idea.
All right, so that guy, he previously was, shield bashed in the head, and you just kind of quick give him a stab, and you catch him in the arm. Excuse me. He's not happy about it, so he's kind of like got a little bit of blood running down from his own hilt on his head, and he's got a little gash on his arm from you stabbing him real quick. He wasn't expecting you to come in from the side as well. Anything else you wanted to do?
No, that would be it.
Okay. So then we go to Yagra. Yagra attacks Krantz. And hey, she hits.
Finally.
Twice. And she takes both hands and like throws the guy off that keeps on like kicking her and stuff like that. Kind of knocks him off balance a bit because he's right here. Kind of throws him off balance a bit, and she takes both hands and just like smash right on the guy's chest. Smash twice. And the guy just goes and like just can't breathe. And he just kind of goes and he just coughs up blood, stops moving right there. And then she just kind of like pushes up off of his chest and lifts up the mace, and then points it at the guy right in front of her and says, "Come on!" With that, a little something else suddenly starts to happen. Shouts of alarm suddenly ring out in the background as a little something happens back here by the portal. A hulking creature climbs up out of the shaft in the middle of the tap room. A monster with warty green skin, tangled nest of wiry black hair, a long carrot-shaped nose, and bloodshot eyes. As it bares its yellow teeth and howls, you can see that a half-dozen bat-like creatures are attached to its body, with 3 more circling above it like flies. Everyone in the tavern reacts in fear, except for the barkeep, Durnan, who shouts, "Troll!" as he stands up with one foot on the bar, wielding a great sword that he has pulled up out from behind it. So, with
I just
that,
screamed. They said there was nothing ever came out of there. What's wrong with this place?
No, they said some stuff do.
Yep, some stuff do. It's a good way of putting it. Hold on a second. Let me bring this up. Layer, token layer. Actually, can I just do all these? Yeah. Oops. Boop. There we go. So yeah, that's the thing. And with that, the bandits that are left, they basically are basically like cutting their losses at this point. The guys that are left, this one here, they both drop their scimitars, and they just kind of grab their friends' bodies as best they can and try and like drag them back out of the way. Does anybody stop them? Attacks of opportunity are present at the moment.
Well, then you know.
So now you're going to attack the unarmed man.
Make your my first time today.
Make your attack roll. Oh.
Good night. Good night.
I forgot this guy here.
Nice, sweet prince.
Yeah, it was nice knowing you, Bandit.
Oh boy.
Enjoy the afterlife.
Let's see, can I... Oh, that's the wrong one. Oh gosh. Okay, Krantz.
Natea, being how she is, would not take her attack of opportunity, seeing them fleeing and seeing what happened, what crawled out of this thing.
Let's see, this guy here. I forgot he is... Wrong thing. Hold on. I forgot to put... He was down as well. What kind of... You did 10 points of damage. You guys are very efficient. Not letting any hit points go to waste. You're not overspilling it like Yagra does. You're just like taking them right to 0. So he starts trying to drag his buddy away, and you just kind of like slash him across the side of the neck, and the guy just goes, "Ah!" and just kind of like drops his buddy, falls back, and clonk, his head right on the floor, and he's just you don't know if he's dead or out. Either way, he's bleeding. Same thing with some of the other guys. And the last bandit here was actually grabbing a foot of each of this bandit and this guy here and trying to drag them both away, which is he's not being very productive with, but he was able to kind of move them a bit like that. And of course, there is another bandit down here that, you know, is a yeah. So, Kashka, shall we do that thing now?
Yeah, I think we should probably leave it here and do the thing and
Yeah, I think that's perfect.
Valen, did you bring those bugs from the jungle with you? Those bats?
No, I didn't. Did you bring Ulfgar's short bow? Because they look like monkeys to me.
They look like those mosquitoes that we had to fight crap loads of.
sturges. Ooh.
All right, so for those that are watching, if you're not in the Twitch chat, you should be at this point, because we're going to be doing the drawing for the giveaway, which is the felted owlbear that Kashka gave. And that, if you want to participate in this, you'll have to be typing the word Mischief in chat. Twitch chat. Not YouTube, Twitch chat.
That thing is really cute, though.
Yeah, Kashka has the owlbear right now. He's so cute. Close up. Bring it really close. Let's see. Oh, not that close. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to tally those that have typed that, and we'll do a drawing and see who gets it. Kashka, do you have the generator? The random generator? We're not doing the fancy Twitch number generator program thing. We're just going to kind of roll.
It seemed like a little bit of overkill.
Yeah. So we got 1, 2,
Pull the
3,
lever, Kronk.
4 people.
Exactly. So wait, hang on. So we've got. Okay.
I currently see 4 people.
Yep. So we got 4 contestants interested in getting this.
Oh, why don't you just why don't
I
you
know.
just roll with the tools?
Yeah. We could actually roll whatever we want with this. Roll.
We got the tools.
1d4, and we've got Glarvel's going to be 1, Rhino Man is going to be 2, Rowan's going to be 3, and Death 776 is going to be 4. Oh, we got another contender. Just in time, 1d5, and Kendrick is going to be number 5. All right, so any last
1d5
ones?
Going once, 1d5 going twice.
Yep.
1d5 going
3 times. Late contender.
Sold.
Indeed. All right, here we go. And it is nothing. Oh, there it is.
3.
3. That is
That's Rowan.
Rowan Falar. All right. So Rowan will be getting in touch with you so that we can obtain an address to send this to, and we'll send that to you after the stream. Not tonight. Obviously, it's too late. We got to get it in the mail. So, all right, there you go. And I think that's where we're going to end it here for now. I know it's the end of battle, beginning of battle, but yeah, this is kind of how it goes.
Mid-battle.
Yeah. This went a lot bloodier than I expected, but I don't know. I shouldn't have expected it either way.
We got the cat. The murder cat.
Indeed. All right. So I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all players and viewers for coming and joining us for this adventure in Waterdeep Dragon Heist. So, yeah. Anything else? I guess that's it.
I think so.
Yeah.
Looking forward to more of this.
Yeah, we should be doing this again next Thursday, provided all goes well. We are going to be moving at the end of the month, so there may be a break at some point in there when we're like moving day, but otherwise, we're going to try and keep up with this as often as we can. So stick around, folks. There's plenty more where this came from. Trust me on that. There's a lot in this, and it is amazing. So we'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.